best of the Morning X.
With Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.
Yesterday, we were out at the ballpark for about an hour, broadcasting live on...
A little too cold.
WGST.
A GST station that makes I don't know how many millions of dollars a year, but how about investing in some kind of portable indoor broadcast facility instead of 2 card tables?
That was abuse in the sleet.
My God, it was sleeting out there. But we want to thank Sean Hannity, who's going to join us in just a minute, for doing the flip-flop with us. If you heard people saying, well, what were you guys doing on WGST? Well, understand what GST is. It's like ultra right-wing conservative.
All you have to say is Rush.
Buchanan, Rush, the whole 9 yards. And
do we have any of that from yesterday?
Yeah, and so imagine this conversation in that forum.
I'm offended by the whole thing. What is the big deal? It's spring break. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of inconvenience for people that live in Midtown.
Very minimal.
You know, but it's for 2 days, 3 days. They're having a good time. It's spring break. Lighten up, people.
Yeah, this is a city hosting the Olympics.
That's right.
This is like a very small percentage of what's going to happen then.
And I'll tell you what, nobody seems to be complaining when they close down the streets for the Christmas parade. Nobody complains about that. Why is it that when Freaknik, all of a sudden Freaknik, and the African-American community wants to enjoy the city, then everybody's got a problem.
And then yesterday, in the paper, Underground and all these businesses are going to close at 6 o'clock because they're afraid.
How can you shut out our brothers, Americans, from purchasing stuff, coming to this city, making the economy just swell even more?
I agree.
We've got the Olympics coming, and it's making the economy swell.
Yeah.
What is wrong with Freaknik? We want to get your calls at 367-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. You guys go by phone or FON?
Yeah.
FON, WGST.
Again, it boils down to racism in America, and that's the crux of all of it. Leslie? So, with that,
imagine that.
Boy, did that stick in some
aiming
of our
right at Rush Limbaugh.
Did that stick in some of our throats?
I think we've got Sean. Sean?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Are we live on your air?
You're live on the air. We're on your air, I assume.
Yes, you are indeed.
Hey, by the way, can I just dedicate this one thing? I hope you can hear this. This is Kurt Cope.
Okay.
What?
Did you hear the splat?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. But that was just one little extra thing, one more reminder of what a great day it was yesterday.
That was a day that will go down in radio infamy, no doubt about it.
Are your little tight bow ties over there okay after the abuse yesterday?
Hey, by the way, what's this? We're this right-wing radical station, so what are you guys? Come on. You guys slant solidly to the left.
I would say that our listeners cover the spectrum, politically speaking.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, wait a minute.
Speaking.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Isn't that evidenced by the number of calls that you got supporting your appearance on 99X?
Well, actually, I did get calls from your listeners that did support it, but the overwhelming majority of people that were listening hated my guts.
Those are just the ones that didn't make it through on the air, we noticed.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something, Sean. What was the biggest thing that upset your listeners yesterday? Was it Jimmy talking about bestiality, or was it that Rush Limbaugh was going to be canceled?
No, I think it was him advocating homosexuality as a means of stopping teen pregnancy. I think that was maybe just a little bit over the line.
Jimmy did say that.
You can't argue with
Sean,
that kind of
didn't
logic.
he have a point?
You can't argue with that logic, Sean.
I think we can invite you guys on, and we'll do a little verbal combat one day on that very issue. It'll be a lot of fun. But you know what's interesting, I guess? You have very, very loyal listeners, but what was most fun for me was going out to our front desk while you guys were still on the air as the phones were going nuts.
Uh-huh.
And I got to be honest, most people hated you.
Of course.
Gee, really?
They really did.
Of course.
So it was pretty fun.
Well, we're going to fill in for you when you go on vacation, right?
Well, if you'd like.
yeah.
There you go.
Headbanger Stenger, our producer, says absolutely. You've got to promise to play a lot of Amy Grant and Bruce Hornsby.
We'll be gentle.
Absolutely.
the kinder and gentler X, is that right?
That's it.
We have somebody who you did not meet, one of our family members here. Who
bring him onto the GST world.
Oh, who's that?
Hey, Queen.
This is your gay boyfriend, Bob, huh?
Sean, let me just say, babe, hey, that out of all the trash talk show hosts on the air, I think you're definitely the cutest.
I'm very touched.
The GST airwaves have been...
In spirit of reconciliation, why don't me and you just, do it?
This is Bob, the gay. This is, he's part of the group Dykes and Faggots Bash
Oh,
Back here in
Jesus.
Atlanta.
Sean, do you...
There is a group
Is it
in
me?
Atlanta.
There is a group, he's correct.
In Atlanta called Dykes and Faggots Bash Back.
But I'm not in that group, Sissy.
Well, no, that's what I hear, that you're like the president.
The president, really?
That's what somebody said. It's a
Man, the GST listeners' blood is boiling right now.
I know my blood's boiling right now. I'll tell you right now.
Well, Sean, it always happens when you get around me. You know that.
Normal, healthy, heterosexual male, and I'm not interested, but there's a guy in the afternoon you might want to call, Kim Peterson, and anything that deals with sex he's fond of, so you may want to call him later on, okay?
All right, sweetie.
I'm seeing Sean Hannity. I'm seeing a Sean Hannity listener promotion down at the Armory.
Oh, yeah.
What about me and you mud wrestling, Sean?
Well, that's Eric Stanger, maybe, but I'm not available.
I have never seen Sean Hannity tongue-tied.
I've never seen him squirm like this ever.
Unbelievable, Sean.
I've seen him tongue-tied before.
Well, we'll leave it at that.
I'd stick to Melrose Place.
Honey, I'd stick to you.
Hey.
Hey, Queen, I think you're in walking distance to their station. Get on over
That's
there.
right. Head on over.
Honey, I'm on my way in heels and a thong. Just look for me, Sean.
See, now this is the type
See you, Bob.
Bye, babe.
you have Generation kids listening to this, and this is the bad example you guys set. Unbelievable.
Actor Michael Rosenbaum, he knows some of the most talented people in the business.
Let's get inside of Jack Osbourne.
Bands would say Black Sabbath was a huge influence. And
Thank God you liked it, boy.
yeah.
Elijah Wood.
Peter gets on the phone. Elijah, would you like to play the role of Frodo?
Did you cry?
Probably screamed at the top of my lungs.
You play iconic characters, Black Canary and Black Siren. Who would you choose?
Probably Black Siren. She's like, I got this. And that's how Katie Cassidy feels. She's got this.
I like that.
The Inside of You podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, by the way, you got time for one of our callers here?
Yeah.
Stay right where you are, and let's say hi to Mike in a car. Mike, you're on News Radio WGST.
And
you're on the
99X.
Hello.
Hey, Sean. I am so glad you're back on GST because it was a great lesson. This is exactly what happens when kids do drugs.
I'm telling you.
Hey, okay, sir. Sir, can you get a little closer to the phone? I realize it's hard to talk on the phone and adjust your gun rack at the same time. But if you could just kind of concentrate on speaking to us.
You guys, too, to actually talk to people who know how to think for a living. It's
Nice car phone there.
No, nice CB.
Well,
you're calling from the Shady Rest out there in Hooterville or what?
Hey, we just lost them. Let's say hi to Brandy in Ackworth. Brandy, you're on News Radio WGST in the Morning X. Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Sean?
I'm glad you called, Brandy. How you doing?
Pretty good.
What'd you think of what we did yesterday?
I thought it was a very cruel joke.
Cruel?
Yes.
Yeah.
My husband and I were on the way to take him to work, and he likes to listen to 99X.
Yeah.
And you are more intellectually stimulating.
I'm telling you something, it's called intelligence, I guess,
Yeah.
Hey, Sean?
Yes.
When are you going to wake that audience up over there?
Oh, come on, we woke them up yesterday.
We need the new generation of talk, Sean.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Well, for Sean's listeners, the next generation would be the 19th century.
Let me ask you all a question here. I mean, do you really believe the things that you were saying yesterday? Do you really believe that...
Sean, it's the next generation.
As much as you do.
For example, you really believe that it's okay to tell your Generation X listeners that it's a way to prevent teen pregnancy if they practice being gay? I mean, do you really believe that?
Sean, I don't believe this is the proper forum with which to delve into that right now.
Now, Jimmy, you admitted on the program you've been gay for how many years?
For 47 years.
And you've been born that way. You were born that way.
I'm not a gay man. Not that I have anything wrong with any problem with gay men, but I figured what a better way to shot. When was the last time they allowed a homosexual on GST?
We had one on last week. We had Kristen the Dyke from Dunwoody. She's a regular caller.
You had one on about 30 seconds ago with...
we had Bob the Dyke from 99X.
Bob the Queen.
Bob the Queen Dyke from 99X, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You guys, it was a lot, of fun.
Sean, we love you.
See ya.
Bye.
See you later. What, Jimmy?
If you want to hear that Kim Peterson, the guy he was talking about, here was Kimmer in the afternoon talking about us.
Look out, it's a Kimmer. Rock and roll! No, I'm only kidding. That's the Tin Man's new slot now with Sissy, Slutty, and Barry, the three weirdos.
Sissy, Slutty, and Barry.
Who's Slutty and who's Barry and who's Sissy?
I think I'm Barry.
I think I'm
Which
Sissy.
only goes to prove that, kids, if you're listening to the Kimmer now, and you heard the new slot in the Tin Man, what are they calling it? Sissy, Slutty, and Barry show? I guess we haven't got a name for it yet when the corporate switch was made today. But let this be a lesson to you that it's never too late. It's never too late. Never quit. Never give up. There's always hope for you to salvage your life. I mean, look at these three people in here. Sissy, Slutty, and Barry came in today. And, I mean, it only goes to prove that if you've thrown away your life on drugs, and if you're a hippie, whacked-out freak, so coked out and whacked out that you have no memory, you have absolutely no short-term memory whatsoever, and you are not able to get an actual job that pays a living wage anywhere, you can always go into rock radio. And I think it's a tribute to that somebody didn't give up on these people, and that gave them an opportunity to get an actual job.
Welcome to the best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. Lowering expectations one segment at a time.
99X.
Actor Michael Rosenbaum. He knows some of the most talented people in the business.
Let's get inside of Jack Osbourne.
Bands would say Black Sabbath was a huge influence. And
Thank God you liked it, boy.
yeah.
Elijah Wood.
Peter gets on the phone. Elijah, would you like to play the role of Frodo?
Did you cry?
Probably screamed at the top of my lungs.
You play iconic characters, Black Canary and Black Siren. Who would you choose?
Probably Black Siren. She's like, I got this. And that's how Katie Cassidy feels. She's got this.
I like that.
The Inside of You podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.